Hello everyone, welcome to Move Well, Live Well. Have you been experiencing muscle cramps or twitching? Well, if so, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to go over the 5 main causes for muscle cramping and twitching, thereby giving you the information necessary to make adjustments in your life so that way you can thereby decrease or even eliminate sometimes these annoying and even painful occurrences such as muscle cramps and twitching. So join me. Shall you? Okay, so the first main cause for muscle cramping or twitching is the muscle itself. The muscle itself. And I kind of broke down the muscle into 2 different types of muscle. There's different types of muscles, obviously. But I kind of put it into 2 categories of conditioned and deconditioned. Now, the conditioned muscle is someone who normally works out on a regular basis or exercises on a regular basis or works in physical labor on a regular basis. But what happens as they do their activities, they overdo it. So they cramp up because they've overdone it. So overuse is why a conditioned muscle will cramp up. So they've been out in the fields, they normally work for a couple hours a day or whatever it may be, and then all of a sudden they do something, they go into 3 hours, and pretty soon they're lifting something and their muscles cramp up. So overuse. Or for instance, you get that little twitch in your eyelid, and it starts to twitch like that because why? You've been probably staring at a screen for 8 hours for that particular day, or even longer, and you get that twitch and that muscle's having a hard time figuring things out, and it starts to twitch. So also athletes, they're in the gym and they go for a squat day or a leg day and they're exercising, and then they do that one little extra set or a couple extra sets, and then they start to cramp. So the conditioned person or conditioned muscle has a tendency to cramp or twitch because of overuse. Now, another set of muscle would be a deconditioned muscle. This is somebody who doesn't exercise on a regular basis. In other words, the muscle has become weak, and then they ask it to do something that it's normally not accustomed to, and it cramps up. So this is the folks that, for instance, they're in bed, and then they go to just to turn over, and then their hamstring cramps up or something like that. Or just getting out of a car and then their hamstring cramps up or whatever it may be. Or they're asked to do something like lift something very, very heavy that they're not normally accustomed to, and then they cramp up. So the deconditioned or the weak muscle also has a tendency to cramp. So that's the first main cause for muscle cramps and twitching. So the second main cause for muscle cramping or twitching are medications. So if you're taking high blood pressure medication or medication for asthma, lowering cholesterol medications, or even medications for osteoporosis, you have an increased likelihood for getting muscle cramping and twitching because they alter your blood fluid levels. And like for instance, asthma medication such as albuterol is a stimulant, so it'll stimulate your nervous system, increasing the likelihood for action potentials to the muscle to contract. So asthma, albuterol will do that. Even caffeine, increased levels of caffeine. Drink coffee all day long, you got increased levels of caffeine, which is a diuretic. Sometimes blood pressure medications, some of them are diuretics, and they decrease the it helps you excrete fluid, thereby decreasing the fluid and messing up your electrolyte balance. And diuretics will increase the likelihood for muscle cramping and twitching too. So caffeine is also a diuretic and is also a stimulant like albuterol. So you got the double whammy there with caffeine. So too much caffeine is not always the greatest because it'll increase your likelihood of muscle cramping and twitching. So those are some of the medications. There's a big list of medications and stuff that will increase, but I kind of listed the major ones, such as high blood pressure medication, medications for asthma, as well as cholesterol-lowering medications and osteoporosis that will increase the likelihood for muscle cramping and twitching. So check with your MD to make sure to see if you can either try to wean yourself off of these and getting on a better lifestyle so that way you don't have to rely on these medications anymore. All right, the third main cause for muscle cramping or twitching is too much calcium. Too much calcium. Well, you know, a lot of people now, they're trying to increase their bone density. So osteoporosis is a big thing, and they don't want to get older and get brittle bones. So what they do is they take calcium. Well, calcium helps with muscle contraction. You have too much of that floating around, you have an increased likelihood for that muscle to contract because it helps with contraction. And also, a lot of calcium that we use, sometimes it just floats around in there and it's not absorbed. We're not taking enough vitamin D. We're not getting enough vitamin D. So how do you get vitamin D? From the sun, or you take supplements. But vitamin D, we're not in the sunlight a lot, so then we have increased amount of calcium just kind of floats around everywhere, increasing the likelihood of that action potential to make that muscle contract. So remember, calcium helps with muscle contraction. Too much of it, you're gonna get muscle cramping and twitching. All right, so the fourth cause for muscle cramping or twitching is too low, decreased magnesium. So you're not getting enough magnesium. Now magnesium is necessary for relaxation. So it's kind of the opposite of calcium. They work opposite of each other. Calcium is for contraction of the muscle, and magnesium is necessary for relaxation of the muscle. So if you're not getting enough magnesium, you're not getting enough relaxation of that muscle, increasing your likelihood of getting muscle cramping or twitching. So some of the great sources for magnesium is dark chocolate. Yay, chocolate, woohoo! So dark chocolate, avocados, as well as nuts and seeds. So there's some of the main sources for getting magnesium in your diet. Obviously, you can take a supplement as well. Ideally, you want to take a supplement that is about 1-to-1 ratio with calcium and magnesium because they kind of work in concert with each other. So a calcium magnesium supplement, again, about a 1-to-1 ratio would be the best supplement to take if you're going to take a supplement with magnesium. And last but not least is number 5. The fifth reason why we get muscle cramping and twitching is too little potassium, so lowered potassium. Now, in general, potassium works with sodium to help relaxation or proper muscle contraction. It kind of works alongside with sodium for proper muscle relaxation. Now, there's the sodium-potassium pump. I'm not going to go into the entire muscle physiology, but we eat too much sodium. That's just our lifestyle. We have plenty of sodium around and not enough potassium to offset that. So if we have too much sodium and not enough potassium, you're not going to get proper balance of contraction and relaxation. So too little potassium, not enough, and too much sodium, they won't offset each other. You're going to have too much, not enough relaxation. You're going to have increased likelihood for muscle cramping and twitching. Now, this is the takeaway from this particular point with potassium, is that we need 4,700 milligrams, 4.7 grams of potassium daily. Now, a banana, this is just to give you a reference point, a banana has roughly 400 to 500 milligrams of potassium. Now, just do the math. That's like 9 bananas, 9 or 10 bananas. I don't know about you, but I'm not getting 9 or 10 bananas a day. So increasing your potassium is the most daunting task from all of this. Is we have way too much sodium and not enough potassium. So how do you get enough potassium? Well, green leafy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, those are going to be your highest sources for potassium. Baked potato, as well as, sweet potatoes also have high levels of potassium. But you're looking at, if you're going to do green leafy vegetables, you're looking at 4 to 7 cups of green leafy fruits and vegetables a day. That's why we're not getting enough potassium. This is a big reason why we're getting muscle cramping and twitching, is we're just not getting enough potassium, we're getting too much sodium, and we're creating an imbalance between that sodium-potassium pump, and thereby the relaxation process of the muscle doesn't happen as much. You get an increased likelihood of getting the muscle cramps and twitching. So those are the 5 main causes of why we get muscle cramping and twitching. So the takeaways from all of these 5 main causes for muscle cramping and twitching are these. So we kind of discussed one of the big reasons for problems with muscle cramping and twitching is the muscle itself. Either it's deconditioned, so in other words, it hasn't been exercised and it's deconditioned, it's weak, and then you're getting, you do an activity or something like that and you get a cramp. So what you want to do is you want to exercise on a regular basis. So by exercising on a regular basis, you create control of that particular muscle. The more you can control a muscle, the better equipped it will be to handle the stresses of your daily life. So exercise on a regular basis for better muscle control. Medications. Now with those medications we kind of talked about, again, you want to adopt a healthy lifestyle. So that way you can decrease some of the medications that you use. So such as high blood pressure medication, that type of thing, or cholesterol lowering medication, you can kind of get off those if you adopt a healthier lifestyle, such as exercise. And eating right, nutrition, we're going to go over here in just a second. So the other one were the electrolytes. We talked about calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Those are your electrolytes. And that's just proper nutrition. So getting enough green leafy vegetables, 4 to 7 cups a day just for potassium alone. So you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone with the 4 to 7 cups of greens, vegetables, and fruits a day, because you get magnesium in there too, you get potassium in there as well. So, isn't it weird? Here we are. What's going to help with muscle cramping and twitching is eating right and exercise. Simple, but not easy. So, anyway, if you have any questions with this video, drop it off in the comment section below. We thank you for watching. We appreciate it. If you're new to this channel, hit subscribe. And when you hit subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification button, because that'll keep you in the loop with subsequent videos coming here in the near future. And that way you can continue to move well and live well. Also, I know you know folks who experience muscle cramping and twitching, and sometimes very, very painful, or sometimes it could just be really annoying. Well, share this with them. Sharing is caring. That way they can know the causes and thereby take the steps and the actions necessary to adopt a better lifestyle, so that way they can eliminate cramping and twitching in their muscles. Also, give us a like, give us a thumbs up. It lets us know you care. Anyway, we thank you for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.